There you
Take
go.
us to church, Stephanie. You know.
All right, hallelujah, amen, praise the Lord. You-
Because you're not dwelling on the past, that's why you're always forgetting.
I know, because I won't, but there's something to be said for always living in the now, right? Always living in the now, because if we're not being present at this particular moment, I don't get to experience, right, each and every one of you. I don't get to experience the moment. Like, how many times have we been like at dinner with our families and we're all on our flipping ass phones? Right? Are we being in the moment with the people that we're actually with? No. Are we being in the moment with the person maybe that we're texting with? Yes, maybe, maybe not, because we're going back and forth in and out of consciousness in those conversations as well. So whatever moment that you happen to be in, Sanaz, so if you are here right now, be here right now, because you never know, right? You never, oh, I love you. You just happen to be perfect timing for me. But you never know what little nugget you're going to get. How many times have you been listening to a speaker, right? And then you got distracted by your phone. Like, look at it, my phone's blowing up right now, right? When you got distracted, and then all of a sudden you caught the tail end of what they said, and then you didn't know what they said prior to that, and you missed maybe the most important thing out of that particular speech. You know what I'm saying? And so I think you all know, like, when we went to family reunion, well, that would have been fun, right? So when I listened to Ed, bam, be in the moment. So listen to Ed Merrill, Ed Merrill is the TL down San Diego.
Same thing.
Right? When Ed Milet, I made the decision, which was hard for me because I'm a note taker. I love taking notes. I want to capture everything, but I decided to be in the moment of that conversation and of his hour and a half, almost 2 hours of just magnificentness. Ginny, can you close those doors, please? Come on, hold on. Of being in the moment. Yeah, do I remember everything that he said? Absolutely not. But did I take on the information that he wanted to share during that time? Yes. Did it allow me to be vulnerable and be emotional with his host speech? Yes. If I wasn't paying attention and hanging on every word of his, I wouldn't have got the whole experience from that. Right? So it's choosing to be in the moment with whatever you're experiencing. Right? Whatever the case may be. So I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but I did. Okay. So don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Let's see where we're going. Oh, we got birthdays. Happy birthday to the April babies. We have a lot of them. We have Lauren, Hermit. Oh, it's his birthday today, right? Today's the 11th. Is that right? And we have Clarence, Felicia, Josh, Susie, who's on here, Boyan, Rebecca, Nathan, Heather, Wyatt, Christina, Jacobus, Laura, Simon, Andy, Larry, Jean, Ignacio, Alex, Serene, Ahmad, he's on here too, Jeff, Rachel, and Lisa. So happy birthdays to each and every one of you. Enjoy to the fullest. And then we have our anniversaries. So check this out. Doug Pitts, 13 years. Happy anniversary, Doug. David Shemesh, 10. Denisa, Susie and Jennifer and Robert, Mariah, Clarence, Nick, Ra, Alex, Raymundo, Monty, Serene, Roxana, Monique, and Carmen. So thank you so much for being a part of the Fellow Lakers family. Okay. Oh, I gotta make sure I bring something up. Okay, so March closings. Yay! So congratulations to everybody that closed the deal. So Hayla, Lior, Susie, Shwana, David, Team Selling, Team La Familia. Oh, speaking of Team La Familia, I had a conversation with Philip. I'm taking credit for this. No, I'm kidding. So he's in Disneyland with his family. So he's gone for the next 3 days. And remember, if there's something that you're always been looking forward to doing and you haven't put it on the calendar yet or haven't put it on the books, Put it on the books. What the flip are you waiting for? Right? What are you waiting for? So just go and do it. So Jordan Davies, Galouz, Nicole, Roger, congratulations. Mika, Carrie, Jeff, Lynette, Chris, Jasmine, Samantha, Susie, Jesse, Lester, the Doug Pitts and his gang, Ashley, Rachel, Maria, then of course our commercial guys, Lee, Michael, Hirsch, and Jared. And also I wanted to share, I shared this on Morning Mindset. And guys and gals, if you're not on the flippant, I know where you can't be, but if you're not on the 8 a.m. Morning Mindset, get on it. Okay, it's there to help start your day. It's a way for us to have the mindset right. Right? It gets you, you weren't on this morning, I was there.
I logged on at 7 and I was wrong, and then I was on the,
Yeah. So you were looking at the wrong, what you call it.
but I was up at 4.
So, but anyway, with the morning mindset, what I had mentioned is yesterday, so at the end of each day, I get an update of what happened, the new escrows, closings, blah, 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 new agents, so on and so forth. So we had such a tremendous update last night where it almost wanted to make me cry. Cause sometimes we have blocks, we're just like, oh my God, we're pushing and pushing. It's just like, okay, is anything gonna happen? Is anything gonna happen? Remember, we talk about momentum, right? That's with persistent and consistent behavior where momentum begins to take place, right? And you never know when momentum is going to actually kind of hit and then it's like, woo, goes, right? But you guys have been working your asses off. You guys have been working your asses off. When Alejandra came into the office yesterday morning, she had 12 new open escrows from the weekend.
Wow.
12. So congratulations. Congratulations to Calabasas. So it was just a big win yesterday and seeing the fruits of your labor. And a phone call that I was on with Mark King and everybody, I don't know, a couple weeks ago or whatever the case may be. We are feeling the market shift or, picking up, if you will, right? We've been feeling a shift for a long time. People know that this is the new norm. Yes, is there uncertainty? Is there shit going on, stuff going on, whatever you want to call it, right? Yes, but there always will be. There always will be. So with that said, just keep doing your income producing activity. Just keep doing you and being consistent and persistent, and it will pay off, right? So they were talking March through September. March through September is it's kind of a normal market, right? But that we're, it's leveling off. But March through September is your sweet spot to take market share, right? They're just saying, take advantage of this. We don't know, if it's going to, they're saying, the winter months may be questionable, blah, blah, blah. That's always sometimes the case, not the case, but you get to create whatever it is that you want. People are buying and selling. Go flip and find them. Right? Go find them, take advantage, just say, okay, I'm gonna work my ass off things. I'm gonna work my ass off for, we should be doing it, right? Because it's your job. It's your job to talk to potential buyers and sellers each and every day. But go out there and just take your market share. Right, Doug Pitts?
Yes.
What are you doing to take your market share?
Everybody in that area.
Yep. And one thing, if any of you have heard Doug speak, he is always about the basics, right? You've been in the business for how long?
36 years.
Yes. And he still does the basics, which is.
Well, unfortunately, we wake up every morning unemployed, so we have to start.
Yeah.
Right. Because the person that you thought was going to give you that free listing 6 months from now, they're going to give you a realtor.
Yeah.
So you always have to start fresh. I always try to do 30% of my business every year.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, so I like that. One of the things my coach had told me a long time ago is you start each day at 0. You start each day at 0. So it's a matter of just say, okay, this is what I have to do. These are the contacts I have to make. You guys, however you go about doing it, you have to have those conversations on a daily basis. right? I don't care what the number is, and then, you know, we're not gonna go and talking about tracking the numbers and all that kind of stuff. That's for a later date, but you all know the tracking numbers. Hey, do you track your numbers, Doug?
I track my income.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
It's a number.
If you make a certain amount of money,
Yeah.
you have to work more or less, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you need a certain number every year, you have to work more days. And if you're hitting the days, then you can go ahead and take more days off. So I try to do risk and reward.
Yeah, but it's what what you focus on expands, right? So he has a number that he's focusing on at all times to get to.
But as a new agent, I would only focus on units,
Yeah,
not dollar amount. But when you get older and you're like, see the end of your career instead of the beginning of your career, you're trying to focus more on money and time off, work more than that. So
Yeah.
in the beginning, you just want to go, I need to sell 4 houses a month. I need to sell 4 houses a month. I need to contact four people that I've never thought about selling each day.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, because it is, and I really wish, especially with Southern California, that we focus on units, right? Versus the money, because you have more control over that. Right? And it's because sometimes if you're like, oh, okay, I want to make 150,000, okay, that's anywhere from, it could be one deal. Right? It could be one deal, or it could be, you probably about 7 and 8. And in my opinion, and I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, you guys have heard me say this before, if you're only selling 7 to 8 homes a year, you're part-time at best. You're not a full-time real estate, in my opinion.
Or you're not prospering.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So really, if you want this to be a full-time job, then just do your job, the non-negotiables. So let's keep moving on. So anyway, congratulations to the March closings. Okay, where are we at? Oh, welcome to the KW Calabasas family. Sandra, congratulations, welcome. Carlos, Gus, you saw Gus on last week, and Cindy. So, oh, she joined. Thanks, Denise, for that referral. So she got all the paperwork. So congratulations. Thank you. And welcome. We are here for you. And then Miss Susie, look at that. 100%. How exciting is that? You get 100% of your commission moving forward until you reset. All right, so 2023 at a glance, just wanted to bring up a few dates. April 18th at 10 a.m. is the commercial committee meeting. So if you all want to be there, and then Emilio, do you want to talk about April 19th? Here.
And now you can take over. So April 19th, 11 a.m., meet us here. We're gonna be in the lobby, actually. So if you guys want to learn a little bit more about what it means us to pick up investment properties or work with sports and entertainment clients that we're partnering up with, and different types of investments in real estate, come and check us out. Come and join us. We'd love to have you. I send out the invite to those that have already signed up to be on the committee. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out directly.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Emilio. Okie dokie. And then May 11th. Oh my God, it's a month away. So May 11th is Red Day, right? So we are doing the flyers in there. I'll announce more of it when we get to it. But make sure it's marked on your calendars. We are doing the same as we did last year. We had such an incredible turnout, making the Marcia Garcia, are you on? I don't think I saw her. But we're doing the same charity, if you will, nonprofit that we did last year for the foster children. So it's super fun. We color, we make the boxes, we do all that good stuff, and of course there'll be food and mimosas. So wow, I don't even really stop in that shit anymore. Okay.
It's Calabasas event without mimosa.
I know. So we got the dates for Mega Camp. So August 15th through the 16th. You know what? I've noticed that this crowd is not really energetic. All right, at the moment.
We love you.
Okay, so why don't we all stand up for a second? Okay, let's do this. Let's go like this, go like this, turn around real quick, spin, get dizzy. Let's keep your, put your hands up, put them down, shake the booty all around, face it down. That didn't really help either, but let's go.
Right,
So-
right leg out.
So mega camp, August 15th through the 16th. So we're gonna start getting that all situated, and Louisa didn't even stand up, did you? And then we'll have our Ford Living group dinner at mega camp, and then October 11th through the 15th. I'm hoping that we'll have all the information out by the end of this week, for the Bahamas. Woo. What? No, I made it earlier. Yeah. 11th through the 15th.
She doesn't want to have her birthday in the Bahamas.
Okay, we're finally to you, Rich. Broker moment with President Pisani. Woo!
I'm sorry, I was distracted by my phone.
What?
I said I was distracted by my phone. It's call back to, never mind, forget it.
Got it.
So the couple of things I wanted to bring up. The first thing is that if you have not voted in the bylaws change at SRAR, please go in and vote now. It's very important. The only thing that requires a vote of the members is the reduction in the size of the board of directors, which the last year there was a task force that was put together by President Jeff Phillips, which I was also on, and we thought it was a good idea, and the board agreed that the size of the board, we're a board of 22 to 23 people. That's an anomaly in these days, if you compare us to other associations. So in order for us to be competitive with other associations and get more things done, because trying to get 22 to 23 people to agree on something could be difficult. So we voted to reduce the size to 15, 16. And that additional person, just so you know, is that, years ago in the 90s, Santa Clarita had their own association, and they merged with Southland Regional, and part of the agreement was that they would have a spot on the board of directors automatically. So if somebody from this, if the chair of the Santa Clarita division isn't already an elected member of the board of directors, they automatically become a member of the board of directors. That's why the number kind of shifts. So please go out and vote for this bylaws change. We also voted last year to reduce the number of past presidents. Currently it is at 6, and we reduced it to 2 plus the immediate past president, so a total of 3. So what we're proposing is a board the size of 15 to 16 with 3 past presidents. What does that do? It allows more opportunities for leaders like yourselves to become more involved in the board, and it creates that opportunity to join the board. So I think that's a great thing. The other thing I wanted to mention is that as we know, May 1st, which is coming right up, CRMLS takes over. It's no longer CRISNet, it will be CRMLS. And one of the big changes is that they require excluded listings to be registered. SRAR requires you to send in the paperwork. CRMLS does not make you send in the paperwork, but you need to register it on, it's not on the MLS really, it's a totally different system, but I am teaching that class on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So tune in and you'll know how to do it prior to when it happens. I hear that SRA has been asking people to do it if they're sending in the paperwork already. So maybe some of you know how to do it or have been taught how to do it. But for those of you who haven't, tune into that class on Wednesday at 4. Just so you know, if you exclude a listing from the MLS, you cannot market it outside of the office. So it's only marketed within the office, and that paperwork or that action needs to happen within 2 days of a completed listing agreement. So make sure that gets done. I think that's it for now. Thanks.
Hey, Rich,
Yes.
just one more note that I thought might be kind of interesting. It seems like the CRMLS difference between that and the CRISNet has a lot to do with on determination of days that are required. CRISNet uses much more business days, and that's going to go away. And now it's all
That's going away,
MLS is like 2 days. It's no longer
2 days.
business
It's
days.
calendar days. Yes, it
That's
is
a big-
calendar days. That is because it used to be you could exclude a list, or you could take a listing on Friday, market it, and you had the weekend to kind of play around with those days. Now you don't. You have to put it in within 1 day. One day. And thank you for putting up the slide. Please, April 24th, join me at Calabasas Country Club. The office Forward Living is sponsoring, and I appreciate that. But come and golf. I am going to be there. I'm doing the rookie package. I don't golf. And then come and stay for the casino night, or do one or the other. Just support SRAR's foundation, which gives grants to organizations that protect property rights for individuals and to homeless charities. So please come out and support that.
Awesome. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
And then I have another, my NHD is sponsoring as well, so I'm putting them in contact with Teresa. So
Great. Thank you.
welcome. Yeah, so I need to figure out a foursome. Whoever wants to, if anybody's interested, let me know. Okay. And then here's and remember just the little flyer of Rich's class on Wednesday, tomorrow at 4 p.m. So make sure you are there. There's our Red Day flyer, May 11th. So we want to make sure that, that you guys want to do any additional donations, it's $30 a box. And then obviously your time. Oh, look at that. We have our guest speaker, Danny with Petco. So super excited to have him here. He comes here once or twice a year to the office. And he has such a great program. I'm a client as well. Louisa is a client. And people just won. I have and Emilio. Those are the only knives I use in my house. I mean, totally, I use them every single day, right? And so do your clients. And so he'll explain how that works, but he's a gem and amazing to work with, and just, I appreciate you immensely.
I appreciate you. Thank you for that introduction. That's
You're
awesome.
welcome.
So before I actually start, I actually want to give a shout out to Stephanie, because I've actually known you for a couple of years. And what I want to say about you is that I've been super impressed with your evolution as a leader. It's been really awesome to see, and what you've done here and what you've built. It's been really amazing. And you give a shit about your people.
Mm.
And I love that. So let's give her a hand. She's
Thank
amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, so my name is Danny Garrido, like burrito but with a G, doesn't like burrito. I am with Cutco Closing Gifts, and I'm excited to be here because I want to share with you guys a tactical and strategical way to make sure that you stay in front of your clients, and also that you stay top of mind with every client that you work with. Because here's the thing, if your clients can't remember you, obviously they can't use you again or refer you. And we know referrals and repeat business is the key to any business, right? So with that being said, I'm going to share with you two important stats. Feel free to write these down. And the first stat I want to share with you is this, is that 88% of homeowners said they would love to use their realtor again. Unfortunately, only 12% of past clients use their realtor a second time. The second stat I want to share with you is according to NAR, only 9% of the population can actually name their realtor 2 years after the transaction. Right? And what's interesting is that, we've all had different types of experience, but we've all experienced like calling a past client or driving by their home and seeing a different realtor sign in your yard, and we all know how that feels. So why does that happen? Two main reasons. One, they can't remember the realtor's name, and two, the information is not convenient to find. So as a company, we found a way to solve both those problems with one thing, and that's the type of closing gift being used at the closing table. Now, we think about the most common gifts that are given. I'm sure a lot of you guys would agree, gift cards, gift baskets, bottle of wine, champagne, dinner out, puppy, I don't know, something, right? By the way, I love all that stuff, okay? The problem is when you really think about it, what's the challenge in most of those gifts? They're gone. They're consumed, they're eaten, they're drank, they're spent, they're used up, poof, not the puppy. You should come up here. Yeah, but you get the point, right? And here's what I've learned. If the gift is not serving your client long-term, is it really helping you stay top of mind with that client? Yeah, unfortunately not. Okay, and so what we do is we literally brand you forever. Now, what I mean by forever, right? We use an amazing product called Cutco. Out of curiosity, does anyone here, and I don't see all the Zoom land people, but does anyone here actually own Cutco in their home? Okay, got a couple of people here, which is cool. Awesome, awesome. So, Jamie, to the best of your knowledge, how long have you had Cutco in your home?
About a decade.
About a decade. One thing you love about it.
What do I love about it?
One thing.
One thing, it's the best night. It's totally is. See that?
Awesome, awesome. I love that. I love that. Where's Louisa? She took off. Okay. Emilio, how long have you had Cutco? I know we've been working with each other.
3 years now.
3 years.
My story with my wife, she's a chef, right? So she loves the knives that you gifted her, right? And she has her in her little deal that she uses when she goes to work every day. Oh, every time there's that red handle,
Yes.
has her name on it. Everybody's asking about it, and like, go see my boy Dave.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. Every $20, right? Thank you for that, which is awesome. I was in Florida last year and I asked the same question, make it short. His name is Preston Scott, and he's at Cutco in his house for 60 years. And when I asked Preston, like, one thing you love about it, he goes, there's two things. It's reliable and durable, like me. That's what he said. It was really funny. But imagine giving your client a gift they're going to have in their house for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, right? Just conceptualize what that would do for your business. So what do? Is we take a product that people see and use every day, we actually engrave it with your logo, name, and phone number right on it. And this does a couple of things for your business. The first thing, it creates that top of mind awareness. You all know the kitchen is the #1 room used in the house every day. What you may not know is a knife is the #1 item used in the kitchen every day. Okay, and what we found is the kitchens people are hanging out, cooking, entertaining, kind of like this weekend. These are all being seen and being used, right? Like, hey, where'd you get that red handle knife? Or hey, where'd you get that white handle knife? Oh, I got that from Danny, my realtor. The point is that it sparks conversation about you and your services with their family and friends. You're not even there. You can't make every party, but guess who can? Okay. Right. The second thing I want to talk about is the IRS guideline. Does anybody know how much the IRS allows you to write off for a gift?
$250.
25. I like it. The echo. It's $25. I'm not gonna ask you to raise your hand if you follow that guideline. What I've learned is most agents spend way more than that, write it off, cross their fingers. I hope I don't get on it. That is not the best game plan with the IRS. They're undefeated. So what's great about this is what we've learned is when you brand it with your logo, name, and number, it is now a form of advertisement and promotional costs rather than a gift cost. So what could you engrave on there? This one's pretty cool. This one says, sharpest realtor in town, name and number, right? It's pretty cool. This one says, stop cutting my commissions, name and number. You get the point.
That's funny.
Yeah, you should have. You get the point. My point is, this is why top producers actually use our program. You're gonna spend the money anyway, you might as well get the write-off. If you're, doing this business right, you want as many write-offs as you can. And the last thing as I wrap up is a system in place. Why do I say that? Because when you think about closing gifts, how do they generally get purchased? Last minute. Why? Because things happen last minute, or things get delayed, right? Closing, things like that. Next thing you know, you're running around town and you're wondering, do they drink? Don't they drink? What are they into? What are they doing? Are they lactose intolerant? Hell, I don't know. And then randomly, you run into a random grocery store and you find yourself in line with a bottle of whatever and a gift card right here because you ran out of time. And then back to square one. So what do? We get you a year's supply of gifts, right? We ship you all the gifts so you have them on hand and you're ready to go. So now we have a closing, you grab, you go, you give, and you're done. As far as price, our gifts are going to range between $100 to $300. Generally, that's what we found most agents spend, so it fits. We also have the luxury gifts as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass these around in a second, but at the end of the day, what other gift can you give your client they're going to see and use every day? Every time they see it and use it, think about you. It's 100% tax write-off. It's going to help you generate leads and referrals, and it's 100% American made. It's just one, and that's why we keep doing what we're doing. Okay, so everyone here is a business person, yes? And everyone has a business card. So here's what I want you to do. Pull out your business card. Now, those of you on Zoom land, I'm going to do something a little different for you guys in a second. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss around the gifts so you guys can see them. If you have any interest or you want more information, you want pricing, or you want to potentially place an order, just slide your card in the side of the box. Where's the business card? Good, perfect. Just grab your card, just put it like that. Actually, put it on the outside, like that as it comes around. That's number one. Number two, please don't touch the blades. We've been on the History Channel and the Discovery Channel as the world's sharpest knife for a reason. It'll cut you. Now, the good thing is I haven't had a bleeder in 4 years. So don't be the bleeder today. Just go, put your card and move on. All right. And the last thing is Stephanie's been really great with me for almost a decade now. And I want to do something unique with you guys because I only get to come here once a year. So my schedule, but I love rewarding people who take action. So here's your call to action. If you feel inclined to or compelled to, and you come see me after the meeting, Lisa's already ready. Okay. So if you come see me after the meeting, you decide to place an order, for whatever reason, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to do 3 things for you. One, you're going to get a half price engraving on your order, not just for today, but all your future orders. This is a good thing. You also get a quantity discount. Emilio loves this because he orders a lot. So you're going to get a quantity discount if you need more than 6 gifts. And then also I'm going to buy you $100 at Cutco because I want you to have the same experience as your client. So if you want to be one of those first people, I'm only going to do the first 4. Okay, for today, first 4, you put a star on your card. That way I know who you are. If you just want general info, just throw your the card in there. That'll be fine. I'm going to pass this over to Steph and over here. Also, for those of you guys on Zoom land, I'm going to give you my phone number. I don't know where the camera is. Okay, there you go. My phone number, so you can text me, is 949-678-3439. Again, 949-678-3439. You can shoot me a text, and that's perfectly fine. And I'll leave you with this. Patricia Fritz says, it's not your client's job to remember your name. It is your responsibility to make sure they never forget. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Danny.
Yes.
Yes.
This is Stephanie Taylor. We talked this morning. Good morning. Hey, I was gonna just add, don't overthink it. I met Danny at Bold last year. And I was like, well, I don't want to buy things for the future and this and that. But what I ended up doing is I ended up buying them and giving them as 1-year anniversary gifts to people. Cause I always felt like, oh, they don't want to have another thing to pack. They don't want to, it's going to give them something else they have to take to the new house. So I've been giving them as 1-year anniversary gifts, and it's just been awesome. And it's definitely a way to stay top of mind. So don't overthink it. Just buy them.
Thank you so much. The $20. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Woo! Yeah, I use them all the time, and the stickers are amazing. I used to use them all. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They're a great product for sure. So thank you, Danny. Or Christine, it's your turn. Woohoo! Christine Wheeler and her book club.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Okay, this one is April 18th, which is, oh my gosh, next week.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. 5 to 6, we have Give Me Snacks. This is our book. My son encouraged me to read this book, and it's pretty awesome. It's an old book, but it's really got some standard, good things, and I learned a lot just from like the first chapter. Anyway, so I would love you guys to come. There are, I don't know if there's any free books left, but they have them up. Check in with Jadine. And if not, just come on over and we've discussed it. If you haven't read it, you can pretty read it. But if you haven't, we have a really open conversation about a whole bunch of other things too. So hope to see you guys there.
It's super fun. Yay, thank you for coming. This is her second year of being our ambassador and ALC, so thank you. All right, I think she already went back in. So thank you again, Calabasas Escrow. They're just doing an amazing job. We opened 4 new ones last week. So we will just keep opening new ones, and so super excited about that. And this is, I'm just sure because I don't have a slide for you.
It's okay.
So compare.
Should I come up?
Jeremy Harris, he is with Clearmark Title.
Yes.
So super excited to have, so I know he's been popping in and out, and so he's gonna be here on a regular basis. Absolutely amazing. I've had the great pleasure of getting to know you
Yes.
and having these serendipitous type events.
Can I talk about that just for 1 second? So
Yeah.
I'm Jerry, I'm the title guy with
Yeah.
Clearmark. And hello, Zoomland. And I was very nervous about coming. And but I've gotten to know Stephanie, and as she mentioned, we had a very serendipitous moment a few weeks ago. And this is another one of these moments. My brother worked for Cutco and years ago. And I would say Danny was here, but every Thanksgiving, the Cutco knife comes out. We talk about, that was the only job my brother had. He actually spent more to work at than he actually, he was a terrible salesperson, but I'm looking at him like, Mike, I just texted my family a few minutes ago. I'm like, Mike, you could have been here. No, not yet. I'm gonna go out and I gotta talk. So serendipitous. So if you've seen 1111, or if you see something, tell that person you're thinking about, because things do happen for a reason, as we know. So that's the magic. I'll just tell you a little bit about me. I am the title guy with Clearmark, and I did my first real estate transaction when I was 12 years old. I was the sign language interpreter for my mom and dad. They're both deaf, and because of that, I learned to be a communicator. And my goal is actually to provide accessibility and communication and inclusion. And because of this platform that I have, I'm able to take the knowledge and information that I have, and I get to learn from you, and I get to share that with my community also. So I know it takes a lifetime to build a reputation, and it takes one mistake to screw that up. I want to be part of you. I'm an extension of everything that you're doing. I don't want to be the thing that screws up. So we got a great team behind me. I know that we could improve our presence here. Stephanie's talking to me about that. So you'll be seeing me around here. So I'm happy to talk about your title needs, how you think we can improve the title services that we provide. Come find me, or I'll come find you. But it's been such a pleasure to get to know Stephanie, and I can't wait for our friendship to grow. She thinks of all of you like family. And it's been like, when you're not around, she talks about each and every one of you like family. So I hope to one day be part of the family. So thanks for sharing. I look forward to see you guys on Zoomland at some point, but thank you.
Thank you.
And maybe we'll get a slide one day and a card and all that different stuff over there. We're
The slide will be next time.
Yeah.
So can I can you share, what's one thing that, well, they don't know you at all, but one thing that they probably don't know, can you talk about one thing that is in your was in your past?
My past, okay, so,
Yeah,
one,
something specific.
let's see, there might be something specific. I'm used to competition. At one point, years ago, I was on a dating show. It's called The Bachelorette. I was the last man kneeling. I went all the way. Proposed to her and she ran off into the darkness and left me kneeling. It was Jen Chef. It was season 3. And what was amazing about that was back to saying yes to the moment, was I was approached by casting with a friend of mine the first time, and casting asked me if I'd be interested in doing the show. And I said, "You're crazy. I just got out of a relationship. I'm not interested in doing this again. And who would go on reality TV to find love? Forget it." And a month later, I'm with the same friend and I was approached by casting to do the show. And he looked at me and he said, "Why are you saying no?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, you don't know what you're saying no to. It's not like they're gonna just throw you on an airplane, you're gonna go fly someplace exotic, and then you're gonna go marry some girl, and you're gonna miss out on the process. So say yes to the moment." And I did. And unlike what he said to me, they did. They threw me on an airplane and they flew me someplace exotic, and we shot the whole season, and it changed my life. I had a second chance at something that I had said no to, and you don't often get a chance to have that experience. I was very lucky that call came a second time. So I tried very hard to say yes to the moment. I tried very hard to be in the moment. I tried very hard to look for the Cutcos and the 1111s of the world. It's led me here today. So if you want any behind the scenes bachelor stuff, like I'd love to talk about it. It took me years. I'm still friends and part of Bachelor Nation, so I talk to the folks that are like part of Paradise and all that good stuff. No, I was like, well, yeah, okay, I don't want to take up the whole time. But the irony of the show was that as soon as I was done, you're contractually obligated not to share your experience until one calendar year after your films. But the season finale just happened. Friend of mine said, "You're going to tell me everything. I'm going to buy you a drink." We went to a little bar. It was sold out for a private event. There was a kind waitress that said, "Are you here for drinks or food?" We said drinks, a lot of them. She put us into the corner. Something magical kind of happened in that moment. She later became my wife. So I did find love, but not directly through the show. But it's indirectly, yeah. But she will tell you, if she was standing here, she'd probably smack me. She will say, "Please tell them that it was a year after we met before we finally went on our first date." So I'm guilty of that, but yes, so I'm part of Bachelor Nation, and it's like a weird, crazy backstory, but it really changed.
Everybody
changed my life.
this season and episode ever.
Really? There's gonna be so many fun, like there's so many amazing things, like
That's funny.
it's like, it's been it was a cool experience, and that's part of my story, so that's me.
Yay, thank you. Yeah, so we've gotten to know each other, what, a couple months now?
Yeah.
I think, right, and we've had some really, those deep spiritual conversations, universe, blah, 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 so it's been super fun, and what's interesting, what came out, so we had, it's a crazy, and Nicole, some of you who are on Morning Mindset, when I talk about the serendipitous thing, Nicole Hampton was part of it. I don't know if she was on this morning, but anyway, one of her biggest takeaways that she's also spoken about was, you never know what you're saying no to. Right, and then when we met Michael
Yes.
and Jack that night, that was the message that came out too, was, hey, you never know what you're saying no to. Right, so really be careful, because sometimes our response, our automatic knee-jerk response is hell no. Right, but if you're saying yes to the moment and yes to things, right, like did I give you the book? The Year of Yes?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, and
Shonda Rhimes.
yeah, Shonda Rhimes has a book called Year of Yes,
Saying yes.
something like that. But anyway, just be cognizant of it. Be careful of what you're all saying no to, because you have no idea what you're saying no to, and you have no idea where the path is going to take you. Right, you just don't know. So thank you. That was awesome. Okie dokie, what do we got going on? Oh, morning mindset. Make sure you guys are on it. Levette, this is my pretty slide that I put in last minute, right? So Levette, are you on? I know you wanted to share something regarding our social equity committee. All right. All right, Miss Cindy, come on up.
Those little slides in by any chance that I?
Now we got her too late. Sorry.
All right, that's fine. Okay, so I do have a class coming up at 11:30, and I'm once again talking about down payment assistance programs only because they're the hot topic. I don't know what the hell, it's like the last thing on earth we ever wanted to get involved in. However, that's been our lifeblood lately. And I have to echo what Stephanie said about how things have picked up. And I had this great cute little slide that showed the devastation of a hurricane with one building standing there, and it had a sign saying House America Financial over the slide. And it's basically to say that, to illustrate that I think we're over the worst of it, guys. I think we're past the crap. Where somehow we're still standing at this point, and we are doing business. And I've heard more people saying they're getting busier than ever right now, and I know I am. I can't say it's like the good stuff yet, it's still a lot of these down payment assistance kind of things, but hey, I'm happy to be busy. I'm happy to see some action coming my way. You guys have been giving me more leads than I've ever gotten before, so please keep it up. So I'm gonna go over in my class, it's gonna be very short. I'm gonna give you all the data around these down payment assistance programs so that you have the information and you can use it as a resource. But other than that, I'm not gonna take a lot of your time up. But good job, keep them coming, and let's do some biz.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. All right. There are we, let's see. Oh, that's right. So the monthly Keller Williams Luxury Committee meeting is today at 1 o'clock. So please join Larry with that. Remember, if you don't have your login for the Michael Lewis Marketing Suite, please reach out to Bree regarding that, and she can get that information. Hopefully all of you saw when Michael Lewis was here at our last team meeting, sharing with you all the things that they do. So make sure that you do that. I know we talked a little bit about staying in mental shape. So really, like, I can't stress enough for you all to be on the morning mindset at 8 o'clock, even if you're not every single day, just pop in on that. I'm doing Mondays and Wednesdays, Philip does Thursday, Friday, and then we're doing what we call a fail forward Fridays, right? Where we just kind of talk about if there's anything that you have that you're either struggling with or that you're, the mindset around it, but we all have to fail forward, right? We don't know it doesn't work until we know what works, right? So, that's one way just to get the day going. And like Christina and I have we started this back in March of 2020. And we've cried, we've laughed, we've done everything, because sometimes we just need to have those bumper pads on. And sometimes you just never know, like I mentioned earlier, if there's what little nugget or if something that you needed to hear that day. Right? Because go ahead.
Going on with what Jerry said, I call those breadcrumbs from the universe when those things happen, and that's what we had all the time.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and we did, because we had no idea. I mean, I remember being on 3 or 4 different Zooms at one time. Right, okay, this phone, this computer, trying to figure out what the hell was happening so I could relay it to you guys.
And a lot of us had actually never met each other.
No, that's right.
Right, I hadn't met so many of the agents. And then after COVID, when we finally came in, we're like, oh my God, we've been talking to you all this time, and we finally got to see each other. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. And it, like I said, there's always something that's going on in the world. There's always something going on in life. There's always something, right? But we just push through it. So really things that you want to think about, right, is we talked a little bit about that this morning, is being consistent and persistent. right? You have to have consistency in your behavior and in your income producing activities to be able to get anywhere, right? And of course, then that is discipline. You have to be disciplined to be able to do that. But what creates that discipline is your why. I know we talk about the silly why all the time, but if you don't have a strong enough why, that's not going to push you to do the persistent and consistent activities to get you to where you want to be. Right? So if you're not doing the things that are necessary, then ask yourself, okay, what the hell am I even doing? Yeah, is it sometimes, especially, you know, if we've been in the business long enough, right? Sometimes it's like, really, I gotta keep making the phone calls. I need to keep talking to people. I'm flipping tired, right? But it's our job, right? So really get into curiosity with your people. So you got to figure out what inspires you, right? What inspires you? What is your why? And then you got to figure that out for yourself. And then you also have to figure it out for help your clients figure it out. Because no matter what we do in life, it all comes down to our why. It comes down to the motivation, right? And we can't manufacture motivation, right? We can only expose it, right? And we can only expose it through asking questions. So with your potential buyers and sellers, have conversations with them, ask the questions, and come from a place of curiosity, not come from a place of interrogation, right? You know, when Roger and I are having a conversation, we're like, hey, where are you going for vacation? What are you, oh, why are you going there, right? We have a flowing conversation, right? But then all of a sudden, when you get in front of your buyers and sellers, it doesn't flow so much because you're like, oh, I can't ask questions. They're going to think I'm like invading your privacy. Well, you know, whatever, we get weird in our head.
It's also, you know, like you were just talking about it's that fifth, sixth, and seventh level. Deep is where the true motivation lies.
Yeah.
So that first answer is really not it.
Yes. Yeah, that, I think there's more.
No, that's it. That's just how you keep asking, well, what is important about that
Yeah.
particular thing? Why is that important to you? You know, so you're getting down to the true motivation that those levels are truly important.
Yeah.
And then everything else is solved. Because you can always go back to that.
Exactly, because we can't, especially when if you have a buyer or seller, all of a sudden they get frustrated, right? Or if you get frustrated, right? We have to be kid-like in our curiosity. Is well, why is that, like you said, why is that important to you? Why is that important to you? You have to get yourself and your clients to a vulnerable state, right? To a vulnerable state where they can be like, oh my God. And the whole saying is, I know it's corny, but oh, here comes Steve Stacks. Oh my God, finally. Finally. So, but the thing is, your why, okay, now it's time to be quiet. Your why should make you cry.
And
Right?
the thing about the clients is, that's how getting vulnerable with them and having those conversations helps them evolve. Because once you go there with the client, when they came to you and thought that they wanted, or whatever their aspect of something was, can be completely different.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So it's just a matter, really just come from a place of curiosity, and then come from a place of curiosity with yourself as well. Hey, why is that important to me? Right? Oh, what? Well, okay, why is that important? Because everyone's like, oh, I want free time, I want flexibility. Really? Okay.
I every time.
Right. But it's like, okay, why is that important to you? Then when you ask the question, why is that important to you? And just so you know, if any of you got into this business for flexibility, and it's a lot, you still need a schedule, but you get to make it your own, right? You get to do the life by design, etc. So really things to think about is, you know, what is your superpower, right? And if you ever want, and I offer this all the time, if you guys ever want to do a deep dive, schedule time with me. I've gone in and helped people get to where, oh my God, that's really kind of my niche. That's where I feel comfortable, because sometimes we're trying to go about this business in a way that you think you should or may not be a good fit. So let's figure out what your superpower is and just really like make that explosive, right? And have that be your focus. So what is your superpower? And own it, right? Own it. Own it. So what inspires you? What defines you? Right? What is your definition of success? Right? What is your definition of success? Not success. What have you been wanting to do, but you continue to put up? I mentioned that a little bit this morning. Oh, she's on time. Okay. I'm such a bitch, whatever. But I own it. Okay, I own it. And what have you been wanting to do that you have put off? Flip and get it in the calendar. Don't sit there and give me some excuse. Well, I can't afford it. I'm not in it. Right? Whatever you focus expands. What you focus on expands. What you guys can make whatever happen, happen. Right? So if your thoughts are all negative and lack, boy howdy, you're gonna get a ton of it. Right? If you're focusing on abundance and in all areas, you're gonna get that. Don't be attached to how it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah, I to echo that. I heard somebody say that you should schedule in your joy as well. Like back out of that, like we forget, we're like, oh, the joy will come after we get these things done. No, but make it intentional, like
Yeah.
schedule your joy. And that's changed everything for me as well. It's like, oh gosh, I do have time to do those things that make me happy. Yes.
Love it. Yeah, schedule your joy, like when we do our business planning,
Yeah.
right? You put in you first in your calendar. Right? And then one of the things that's like work today, like you're going on vacation tomorrow. How efficient and effective are we when we're getting ready to go on vacay? We get shit done. Right? So what if you had that mentality? It's like, oh, okay, always have something to look forward to. Always. You have to. You have to. Anyway, I know we're running out of time, so I just wanted to put that. Does anybody have an off-market listing they want to pitch? Crickets. Okay. And then if anybody that wants to get their license, go reach out to Bree and she'll get all the information, the Keller Williams School of Real Estate. And that'd be it. You all have a powerful positive day and see you later. Mwah. We have Cindy's class at 11:30, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you use?